Right, welcome back. We're bang on time for our first speaker. And so it's a great pleasure. I'd like to invite Melina to join me on screen. She appears to have disappeared from the backstage area for the minute. So I'll keep chatting and I'll perhaps take the opportunity to introduce her while we're waiting for her to reappear. So Melina, in her current role as Senior Program Manager, Global MSAT, she's responsible for managing the main and the strategic and tactical projects and programs aimed at improving and sustaining the supply reliability for GSK vaccines. And her current focus is on the very important One PFS program, where PFS
Hello,
stands for pre-filled syringes. Hi, Melina, you joined us.
hello, good
And
afternoon.
she's also playing a key role in preparing for the upcoming RSV audit through her support to the strategy and product team. Now,
Yes,
I've recently been working with pharmaceutical industry, and I know from that experience that improving the health and well-being of fellow human beings is actually in the DNA of those who work in the industry. It's not just commercial. So it feels very appropriate that you should be the first speaker in this section. And you're going to talk to us about the One PFS program within GSK vaccines. I've given you rather a dry introduction, Melina. So if you would like to say a little bit more about yourself and then do launch your presentation, and I'll leave the
yeah,
stream and leave you to it.
thank you very much for this introduction. So I'm Melina Adano, and I'm a senior program manager for a global PMO inside the GSK. This global multinational pharmaceutical company. So I'm a pharmaceutical chemist, and 13 years ago I started working in a pharmaceutical environment because and specifically for vaccines, because I'm too much convinced that we can contribute too much saving a life with our vaccines. So in my role, I'm leading this important cornerstone program that is One PFS. So our mission is to transform our company in One PFS in order to have a smooth supply chain that could have the opportunity to us to deliver more doses to worldwide, saving more lives. So I spent 13 years of my life in different field work, in a research center, quality control, in process engineering, and this experience in PMO is giving me the opportunity to put in place my PMP knowledge, my agile expertise, because during my journey I became certified as a PMP, Scrum Master, Agile certified practitioner, and green belt. So putting all those pieces together, I think that we can contribute to have a more sustainable company, which we need to be proud to work on it. I don't know if my screen is visible. So this is the power up that I developed for my program. So why I introduced this high technology for a very important program like this one, because in July I started to manage this program in the middle of this journey. So as you can see, this program started in 2019, and in addition, there was some difficulty for me to understand the storage of the document, to understand the situations in terms of budget, risk, governance, and so on. For this reason, I applied my Microsoft expertise together with my PMI knowledge certifications that I got during those years. and the outcome of this connection was this power up. So power up is having the aim to connect all the dots and to put in one place all the pieces related to the program. In this way, we can have a more agility, a more reliable information. We can have a place, a common place in which we can visualize the status of the program. The main scope is also to connect with other tools like Microsoft Project Online that we have in our company, with other systems that we are using to manage the supply chain like SAP. And the scope is to have an end-to-end vision on what happens on the product, and to have a very good scheduling adherence of the milestones. So the first analysis that I did in this power up was to collect the scope. So in the power up, you have the possibility to see the purpose, the mission, the benefit that we have for our program, the product that we have, for example, in our scope. If we divide the program in different waves, the high-level implementation strategy. So is a section in which you can store the project management plan and the scope management plan. We have also the possibility to visualize how we are going in terms of budget, if we are overspending or underspending. And for example, with this graph that now is appearing because this tool is connected with the other Microsoft tool like Power BI. In this tool, you can see immediately the initial budget, the budget at completion, if we have extra costs, if we expect saving, and so on. And the same also for other aspects of the program. So we can have a very good configuration of the budget, and we can check month by month the status. Another good connection that we have is the scheduling. So this part is connected with the MSP Online, so Microsoft Project Online. So again, with the Power BI, we have established the connection with the Power Up, and in this case, we can visualize the S-curve, the scheduling adherence of our plan, and month by month how we are going for our activities. In addition, we have created for scheduling also a section that is called task and milestone. So we can have the possibility to see the real task and the summary from MSP Online, and we can refine also the result clicking on this icon. Then in this section, perhaps it's very good to see the governance, because for a very big program is sometimes not so easy to understand the structure, and for this reason we have created the governance starting from the lowest layer of this pyramid. We have 5 working groups, and for each working group we defined the purpose, the members, the team leaders, the responsibilities, the frequency of the meeting, the communications, and also the KPIs related to actions, risk, and issues. So the same logic is applied for the other 4 working groups. Going up, we have the tier meeting, that is a point to connect all the dots from the program manager and the working group leaders. Going up, we have core team meeting, in which we can see the structure of the core team members, core team program manager, and leaders, and the same is applied also in this board. Concluding with the steering committee, in each program in each program is really important to have a board, a decisional board that should have the final decision, the final go on the critical decision, and in this way all people could know very well who are the people, who are the responsibilities. So we have the RACI matrix inside this in this tool, and as well also the KPIs. Everything from the governance is connected with this overall status. So in this page, you can have the possibility to see the overall progress of the program in terms of actions, how many risks we have, issues, and everything is interconnected. So, for example, we would like to click on risk, and everything is translated in that term. In order to see how many risks we have completed on track, for which working group, steering committee, and everything is interconnected with this section that is for risk, issues, achievement, and actions. Also, in this case, this Power Up is helping too much to follow up the actions, the risk, and also the other two categories, achievement and actions. So we can elaborate for sure new actions during our journey, and these help us to monitor step by step our program. In addition, our program is also interconnected with this other page related to the useful document, because as I said at the beginning, for me it was not so easy to find document because the program started 2 years before. And in this case, it is really helpful to store and to look the main document that we have, for example, for each of the 5 sections that I created: the communication package, steering committee, budget, briefing document, core team. So everything is stored here. And in addition, we have also some page for the change control, because for each program, the support is the change control. And the change control in our organization is managed in SAP. So we are able to connect all the information from SAP and the regulatory system that is built. And in this way, we can see all the progress real time. And also the requirement by all the countries worldwide in order to receive the variations in a precise timing after the provided approval. So this is the main objectives of this Power Up that we created for this program. This was the pilot, but we created the Power Up also for other program, important program like audit, like life cycle of management of the product. So in GSK, we believe that the digital, the high technology should be should give a big support to the traditional project management pillars, because together we can have more reliable result. We can increase our agility, and we can have also more stakeholder engagement, because people are very well introduced in the concept of our job, of our program. So I don't know if you have some questions.
Yeah, excellent, good. I'm going to bring Cedric in, because I think Cedric is going to manage your questions. So Cedric, if you'd like to join us on stage, that would be fantastic. Here he comes. And
Yes.
I couldn't resist asking a question before we start tackling questions from the audience. What's been the impact, do you think, Melina, of using the Power App? What's been the change? Can you point to things that have changed fundamentally as a result of what you've done?
Yeah. No, good question. Thank you for asking. At the beginning, we had big resistant by senior leaders because they prefer to use the traditional tools. But in the moment in which they realize the power of this power up, also for the audit, the other power up that we created for audit, they were really impressed about it, and they are really our big supporter of this digital innovation that we have put in place in GSK. So we believe a lot in this mission. For sure, the PMI certification are really important for us because they created the basis, the first layer for us to understand the logic that we need to do in this power up, because power up is not working alone, so should have behind a very good skeleton of an analysis of the document, raw data, and so on. But the visualization is really helpful. Can be used by everyone, by senior leaders, by intern new people. So, and Cedric is my colleague, so he can explain better on me that what I said.
Yeah, yes, really, and to jump with Melina is really great because with Melina we really work together. It's part of the things that we like to promote in big business about new things, using the tools really as tools, really to serve, to help you for something. So really to address this why we have mentioned previously in the panel, and so people need to understand. So a lot of people are coming with their habits. We do the same thing since 20 years. We do since 30 years. Yes, but time change, technology change. They are also easily in their private life moving to a smartphone and the new generation of smartphone, and they are so resistant for small step up. So it's true that you need for this to use people that are so motivated like Melina, because for sure this is beauty, it's a visualization, but it means a huge work just to collect the information, to capture the information. What is really important behind this is to make the link, is to make this allow you to coordinate things by not duplicating information. And this is key, this is really key behind this, because most of the time we fail because we duplicate information, and finally we update just a part and people are not informed, and finally they have the old version of the plan, they don't have this. So it's why we have those tools, why we are those digital tools that help us. It's not to avoid to duplicate this information. So if you look those tools like this, I don't want to spend my time to do PowerPoint and Excel and doing calculation and doing the same things again. My value time is when I can interact with people, I can ask questions, I can find solution. And when I discuss something with someone in face-to-face, I can quickly as possible inform the rest of the network about your decision, about what we believe it's needed to do. And this, at this time, you use really the power and the purpose of those tools, of those platforms, of those cloud, of this online platform. And the world is based, needs to use those tools like this. We mentioned in the panel previously, people in Turkey, when they face this, it's with Twitter, with WhatsApp, that finally we were able to locate them. We are not coming with big military things that we see in the movies 20 years ago. No, we are just using things that people have easy access to. So use the tool for the purpose of what they are designed for. And also what really I like with Melina, the way she designed this power up, she was able to include people that work since many years with those habits that were really strongly against, and trust me, they are strongly against, to become the best advocate ever I have never seen in my career, that are now so supportive that they say to everybody, guys, use this because we save time, we save energy, we were aligned, and it's the first time that we have those results. So also it's, you need people like Melina to have this vision, this long-term vision, see what is behind, what we can achieve, what is the advantage. And it's not because a lot of people wants to block you that you can not move ahead. So it's really what is important, and it's really relevant in this kind of crisis management. Move ahead, find solution, mid-term, long-term. short-term solution is really this: have the big picture, align people easily, don't spend time to things that are not needed.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, we got some great feedback, and I think there's a question here. Guillaume, he was asking the question that I wanted to ask, which is, what's the next challenge, or indeed, what would you have done with the Power App if you'd had unlimited funds? What were you not able to do, and what would you like to do next?
So our ambition is to because we realize the Power Up for the life cycle management of a cluster of a product in order to connect all the pieces from the production till the delivery on the market. Our ambition is to have this rollout on all the vaccines in our portfolio and also to pharma product. The mission is to have, as I said before, a very good smooth supply chain in order to have a good agility in the delivery of our vaccines or drugs, because we are working in a pharmaceutical company, so we need to be fast in order to have the possibility to deliver the doses like the patients are asking to us. So we need to do for the patients, so we need to be to improve our job also for them.
Yes. I mean, I can see in pharma, the speed of decision making is everything, because you have so many drugs that don't make it, and so you need to fail fast if you're going to fail. And equally, I understand that time is definitely money. I mean, given the nature of patents. So if you can bring something to market 3 months, 6 months faster than you would have done otherwise, that's an enormous economic benefit, plus of course a benefit to the patients who are benefiting from the drug. Excellent. Yeah. You talked about the kind of obstacles and those who were really weren't believers when you started this process. Do you want to give us a bit more detail about how did you start to engage with those people who started by saying this will never work, what the hell are you doing?
So the engagement started step by step because first the people started to visualize the Power Up in the draft in a draft, and the first reaction was no, as Cedric said, no, I don't want it because I would like to continue to use my traditional tool, Word, Excel, and so on. But immediately after, when they realized that in reality is really user friendly, also for people that are not, let me say, so young, the people really understood that this Power Up is really helpful for everyone. And we conducted 3 months ago an audit with another similar Power Up that we created for an audit, and was a very big success. The auditors were incredible, satisfied about it, and the audit was a success because we were able each day to satisfy their requests in real time, to monitor the KPIs, and all people were able to enter inside that Power Up and to see the situations. So in this way, we the people that at the beginning were resistant, then they realize that in reality they reduce also their time preparing a minute, preparing a PowerPoint, preparing something, because everything is inside it, is stored inside this Power Up. So the magic inside this usage, so you have not to create some other tool.
Yeah, excellent. We got a comment here from Serena. Excellent example of how citizen development empowers more impactful project management. And Cedric, I think this plays to one of the things we were discussing in the panel earlier about how do you leverage the skills and the capability of individuals right across your team to improve product delivery. And I think, I don't know, Melina, I'd really like your views on this. I think IT skills and project analytics and this whole new world of data is an area where you and others can actually contribute in an extraordinary way. Do you see this changing the way that you work in projects, you personally work in projects, and the kind of way you work with your organization?
Yeah, I think yes, that the digital expertise is opening a new vision in my mind and also to my colleagues, because digital is another piece of the project management activities. And the future is with digital. That's it. Also in the production, the future will be with the robot, and we need to be fast, and we need to be agile. So I had also the agile certification. So putting all the pieces together, the result is this one. We need to have a vision. We need not to consider the certification as a piece of paper, but is something to, let me say, a sort of food for our brain in order to increase our expertise, our agility.
Excellent.
I really jump on what Melina said. This is really the future. We need to be part of this game, because the future is really complex. And so why we will lose our time to do things that finally can be done by, especially the simple things, where finally look just sometimes, just when I try to convince, because we have other systems that we have put in place, like the platform, and you have always those resistance of people. I have my framework, I have my process, I like to do it. And so the way I convince them, it's always to say, okay guys, just check in your day-to-day how much time you spend alone in front of your computer. So you work with the digital work, you are with your computer, checking emails, try to find an information in those emails, and doing slides for presentation, and trying to reinvent the wheel through Word or Excel. And finally, sometimes when you do this assessment, people see that they spend majority of their time, sometimes close to 60% of their time, in their tools. And you say, the digitalization will help you to say, instead of spending 60%, you will just input data, clear data. You can work on the accuracy of data, and they will calculate for us. It's just templates that have been predefined. What is an MS project? It's just all the things that you have in the PMI guidance that are more or less in place on a system. A list of tasks, a predecessor, a duration. It's easy. I would like to have an value analysis. I click on a button instead of watching all the formulas that I have on this page of my PM book that is in front of me. It's fine. Where is the value when you analyze the thing, when you use the result? The value is not when you are performing the calculation. So to convince people, you need to explain where they bring value. And if they start to open their mind to say, okay, finally, it's not bringing value for me to spend time to do this, but it's more bringing value to be in a meeting for a decision, and not to be to challenge, on this slide it's not clear, no, it's not the feedback I would like to have. The feedback is about the content, the way, why we have this meeting. Otherwise we spend our time for nothing. And this change of mindset is not at this time really, like Melina mentioned, sometimes we have resistance from some senior leaders or for others, but you have also resistance for young leaders that believe that they know everything and they just learn one situation. So really use those certifications, those training, exactly like Melina said. And she's the best example, because I know Melina before she was certified, and she really, the way she asked questions, she say, okay, I want to address this. Is this certification will help me to have basis or knowledge to address this? Otherwise, I will not jump in this certification, because to have just a paper with a name, I don't care. I need to have something that will help me. And when you have this mindset, it's a good mindset.
Yes, yeah. And I'm interested, has the kind of nature of conversation and meetings changed now that you have the Power App? So when people are making decisions, are they having different kinds of conversations, and have some of the decisions perhaps changed?
I will let
you with that question.
Let's go ahead, Melina.
No, yes. So I think yes, that this is the example of the change that could happen in our environment. So For example, we know that something tomorrow will be not more consistent on what we defined today. And here you have the possibility to zoom immediately what is not working more well and to change. So this is not frozen. What we build is not frozen. So we can customize every day what we have defined. And this is the scope of the agility that is inside this power up. This is the power. Also for the budget perspective, for example, for a very big program, we have a big budget behind, and with this concept, we can monitor very well the situations in terms of estimation of the costs and actual costs, and in order to check also if the stakeholders are really well engaged. And through this power up, we can use also some communication channels, because you know that in a program management, we need to use also the channels, the communication channels. And with this concept, we can distribute, for example, in this case for One PFS, the background worldwide to different stakeholders, internal and also external, because the message is easy, is simple, and is intuitive. So the people are really inside the scope of this program. In 10 minutes, they are able to understand everything. When I started to develop this power up, I demonstrated the feasibility with my mother, that is a teacher, that is not inside this pharmaceutical environment, and asked her, "Are you able to understand the meaning of what is behind?" And she said, yeah, I understand everything, and I understand that this team, they are overcosting, undercosting. So it's really user-friendly also for people that are not inside our environment. So, and this is our main, let me say, result. Our if we need to quantify the benefit of this tool, is this one, that the people at the end can really understand the message and the scope of what we would like to deliver. So this was realized for a very big program that is requiring a very big budget for us, for GSK, but also for small projects. So this is a concept that we would like to distribute to you.
Excellent. Very good. Very good. Oh, you have done an amazing job of simplifying the information that you are presenting. Is there a risk? I have no idea if this is the case, but I can imagine as people get more comfortable with the app, and you know, senior people, they just love information. They love more and more information. Do you find that or did you anticipate having to resist calls to add ever more information to the app, and you know, the tension between more information and less understanding, the need to keep it simple?
No, the senior, all the leaders are now appreciating too much this concept, because also for them is user friendly. So
Yes.
in some cases, in some meeting, perhaps they can forget what was decided in the previous meeting. So in this case, they can reconnect everything in one line. So it's better also for them, and they are recognizing value.
Excellent.
And I will add on this, Jonathan, and also for the audience. Ask yourself the question: how many times you were in a meeting when people are on the table and you manage a project, a program, or anything, or any initiative, and you have a question that is asked to you and you don't have the answer, and you have no time because you are stuck with those tools that are, I have a slide deck of presentation. I am too focused to be sure that in my agenda I can present all my slide. I don't have the answer because I need to perform a big detail analysis. I need to find the data. And so you are out of those meetings in general with long action list and not long decision list. With this approach, you have all the data that are available and you have found a way to easily access to them. So you have no fear in those meetings to have any kind of question. because you have easy access to this. And at this time, really, like express, you can deep dive in this question and you can address this point and not wait the next meeting. How many times in the action log we need to plan a meeting with this person to discuss further this point? We
Yeah.
have the information, they are, but you are not able to retrieve it. So
Yes.
now with
Yes.
this, you have the information in live, so you can address the point, you can discuss, and you have no more fears about read again your presentation twice with your N+1, with the head of this department to go in the governance. You don't care. You come, I have the data. People,
Yes.
ask your question. We will provide the answer and we will provide the decision.
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
not the purpose of a meeting? Yes, it's the purpose of a meeting. So we are more close to the purpose of a meeting instead of spending our time to stick to the agenda. Time is up, guy. Oh, I have still 2 slides to show to you. And finally, nobody listen you. Everybody read the slide. Nobody understand. And some they are doing nothing. And
Yeah.
this is really important, this aspect.
No. I think you're right. It's pretty fundamental. I mean, I cannot but imagine that in 6 months or a year's time, people will no longer be able to conceive of how they used to work prior to having the app. Like, how did we ever make decisions before we had this data presented in this way? I think it's a really tremendous achievement, and I think that the fact that you have a single source of truth that is so easily understandable is actually a huge political achievement as well, because data and information has been power in the past. And I've been in meetings where people have argued about an interpretation of the data or about a particular piece of data. Once you get everybody accepting this as a single source of truth, then they're on the same side of the table talking about the implications and about the decision they should make as a result. So that's fantastic. Yeah. So, Cedric, I'm going to put you on we've got just a couple of minutes left. I'm going to put you on the spot now. And in terms of your kind of sense of projects and programs, where else do you see applications for what Melina has done in other industries or other programs?
So in all the project environment, but you can use it also in all the continuous improvement environment for any initiative, managing also CAPA, when you perform analysis, root cause analysis, preventive action, reactive action. Each time you need to have an interaction between more than 2 or 3 people. It's useful to move in this because you align. What is really also interesting is you can manage this through simple things inside operation. Things about a company that operate in operation in multiple time zone, in multiple environment, in multiple location. With this, instead of putting in with all different culture and different naming convention, we will say, okay, we have organized in our mind like this. But okay, if we are from another culture, we are organized differently. So what is the purpose is just make it simple. Where I can find information about people that are in my initiative or in my network or my operation, it's in people. Where I can find the target in all those things. So use simple keywords that are agreed more or less across the world. And with this, you allow people to have easy access and to feel the way they want. It's not a problem because we see who feel it, who do it, and we regroup the information. It's really what we have in all those new Azure platform data lake using Orange Code. It's exactly the same. Those artificial intelligence, in fact, are using all those data and try to make it more concrete, simple. So we are more or less facilitate the job of those artificial intelligence and the accuracy because we already do this in the way we prepare the data lake. It's not coming with all my data, I sort it like this, and I don't care what they will do. No, I open my data set to say, okay, people can come, they can pick up, and those data are related to these simple things and not complex things. Simplicity, in addition to this, will be helpful. And so you have applications are not limited. You can do if you organize a party for you in private, or if you organize your holiday. Why you cannot do it? I have this. I have the link with the airplane. I have maybe the link with the hotel, and I have the link with what I need, and I feel it properly, and I'm so happy to save so many times before I doing this instead of being in a hurry. You have no limits on this. So.
Yeah, I think you're pushing the envelope a bit there, Cedric. I don't know. Well, but maybe if people are having complicated holidays. I'm aware that we're kind of out of time, but thank you, Melina. That was a really fascinating presentation. I'm sure you will have a lot of follow up after this session. And Cedric, thank you for sharing your perspectives on that. We're going to go into another opportunity, another 10 minutes for you to network and talk to each other. So I do encourage you to use the hop-in facility for that. And then we'll come back in 10 minutes time at 15:45 British Summer Time. And we have Sergi, David and Sheila who are going to talk to us when we come back. So thank you both.
Thank you a lot for your time. Thank you. Bye bye.